So full circle, it seems as if this country's lost its intent. You know, you talk about
a
the
great way of putting
focus,
it.
intention is a
Yeah.
big part of meditation, and maybe it's not so much about the Democrats' message as it is about what are their intentions for, you know, leading us back together, putting all the pieces back together.
Yeah.
Where we were 10 years ago, you couldn't have these conversations. I'm looking forward to hearing what you and all the leaders that you recruit across the country
Yeah.
have to say in 10 years from now. Hopefully, a lot of these structural issues will be
Yeah.
dealt with.
Hopefully we're moving in another direction. And I think, you know, when you talk economically, if I could, real quick, globalization, automation,
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, driverless trucks,
Yeah.
diabetes. We have about 3 billion people that are going to move into the middle class in the next 20 years around the globe, obviously. 6 degrees Celsius increase in
Right.
the climate and the temperature of the planet. These are huge issues for us. So we better put a plan together.
Yeah,
you know?
sounds about right. It's
Yeah, I mean,
existential.
Where are these people going to live?
Right.
You know, so we need denser, walkable communities. We need more public light rail. You know, downtown living, and that could be fun. It could be, you know, there could be culture and music and art and amphitheaters and bike trails and parks. I mean, we could do this. You can have urban ag. There's an opportunity within the context of the climate change, like all new industries that can capture carbon,
Right.
regenerative agriculture, which is being seen as a huge opportunity. See, here's where I do get frustrated with the Democrats. I think sometimes we think too small, and we talk about going carbon neutral. We've got to reverse global warming.
Right.
It's got to be reversed. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. So we can say carbon neutral all we want, that ain't going to cut it. We need to reverse it. So what are the farming techniques that actually pull carbon out of the air and put it back into the soil where it belongs? What are the manufacturing techniques that can capture carbon and actually use it to build products that can then be recycled? I mean, we've got to move away from, we're going to take stuff out of the ground, we're going to make it into something, and we're going to throw it away. Like, do that with another 3 billion people, and we're going to run out of silicon. We're going to run out of the minerals that we need. I mean, it's not doable. And I think the frustration right now, my frustration is the political system has not identified all of these problems and then put a little plan together. Neither political party has. Put a plan together to say, look, this is how we need to deal with this. And here's our plan. While the other party's talking about everything seems so little
Right.
in our politics today, just so inadequate, just so not up to the task of what the really big challenges are. And I think laying the challenges out there and telling kids in college, like I tell my 14-year-old son, you know, like, dude, you better start thinking of some stuff. Like, there's some big
This is on
problems.
you.
This is like, yeah, no pressure. You're 14. Good luck with the 9th grade football game today, you know?
Also,
But-
watch TYT.
Yeah.
Like a prep course.
Well, he could, yeah. I mean, he needs to start understanding. Like he's in engineering. He's really good at math. His family has a construction company. I said, you need to start thinking about taking that company to the next level on how you build environmentally. You know, how you build with products that can be recycled, that you can take the thing down and
Right.
replace it and not continue to take. And I think all young people need to start thinking about that. But you need a challenge. Like you need your leaders to challenge you, not leaders to say, oh, it's that group's fault or that group's fault, or what do we disagree on that we can talk about today? Like, really? Like,
Right. And some of that is it's reflected right now. You know, the majority of those under 36 are registered as independents. I think it's, if the parties are not looking at that with fear and saying, where have we failed? Why are we not talking about these systemic issues? Millennials' number one concern is climate change.
Yeah.
And then economics.
Right.
Which, there's a lot there.
Yeah, well, it's their world. I mean, if you're 20 now and, you know, we continue to move in the direction, they're going to say they live another 70 years. That's a complicated world.
A lot of storms.
Yeah, it's a lot of storms, a lot of flooding, a lot of sea level rise, and what that effect on communities that are going to go underwater. And, you know, so we're freewheeling here pretty well. But, you know, how we structure our communities with seawalls and, you know, taking the wires out from the poles and putting them into the ground, and Are we going to get broadband in every community? And like, how are we building resiliency into our economy too? So it's not like 1950. Well, we need an infrastructure bill.
Right.
We're going to build roads. Going to build the interstate highway. It's like, dude, it's a lot more complicated than that.
Right.
You know, it's sustainability, resiliency in our communities. Like, we're moving into a whole new, really, it could be a very exciting phase of our economy, but we haven't yet kind of captured that and like excited people
Had
about.
the focus.
Yeah. It's like, well, you know, and Trump's the great contrast because, you know, Trump's sitting there going, we're going to bring the coal mines back.
Right.
You know, I mean, mining jobs are down like 33,000 jobs since 2010 or 11. Like, and that industry's getting automated. We're going to bring the steel jobs back. It's like, they just took down the last integrated steel mill in Warren, Ohio, just last week. They like took it down.
Wow.
So like, that's unfair to tell people that. Give us a plan, put us back to work, and it needs to be public and private too. And I think, like the Democrats, you know, we can be tough on, you know, corporate profits, and we can have a progressive tax code. And I'm for increasing capital gains tax and all of these things to capture the money, to help. But we've got to reinvest it back into the communities, and then we've got to work with business. Like, the government can't hire everybody in Youngstown, Ohio.
Right.
We need private sector development. So how do we get some of the wealth that's happening on Wall Street or in Silicon Valley and get those innovators and entrepreneurs creating jobs and businesses in places like Youngstown?
And thinking long term about their, you know, the worker. It's
Yeah.
we are moving towards automation, but there should be a balance between
Totally.
understanding communities and completely, you know, wiping out
Yeah.
industries prematurely
Right.
for their own
Yeah.
their own gains.
Yeah. So if you look at
is-
venture capital, 80% of it goes to 3 states: California, Massachusetts, New York. And 90% of it goes to men, and 1% of it goes to African Americans. So that in itself, like, this is the money that's getting moved
Right.
to be invested, and it goes to 3 states, and 90% of men and
Right.
1% are African Americans. Like, that's a broken system. So what do we do collectively with those independent young voters, with Democrats, with progressives, to say that system ain't working?
Right.
It's led to this problem, which led to Trump being president. So we better figure this whole thing out.
I hope you figure it out.
Thanks.
I'm not going to be figuring it out. I'll be reporting on
We
it.
need a quiet
and
time.
chiming in. I'm gonna go meditate now. I hope you do too. Thank you so much,
Thanks for having me.
Congressman.
Thanks,
It's been a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank you.